guys, quick injury update today. I am now walking around on my knee. It's healing up well, no complications. I want to talk to you guys today about if you have Paige has just been a blessing for me while I've been hurt. So if you guys have friends or loved ones or training partners that are hurt, of course you're gonna let them know that, oh man, I miss working out with you and stuff, but it's important not to stress somebody out to the point that they try to come back before they're ready to do so. There's two sides to the coin. So if somebody is just sore and they have the time and they have the energy to come in and they're trying to kind of cop out, it can be a positive thing to say, hey, come on, come work out, we'll have fun together. You know, that can be a great thing. But this is the other side of the coin where that person's actually not ready to come back and train. Make sure that you're showing that person support, but make sure that you let that person know that you're excited for when they can come back, but you know it's not right now.
Well, it's been very exciting that he is now on the other side of the recovery process. But as Skip was saying, it is important to offer support. It's been really easy for me because I know how much he loves training and how much he wants to get back at it. So it's not really an issue of if, it's just whenever he's ready. And I think it's always important to remind the injured person that they need to be the ones that are listening to their body. Only they can know how their body's feeling, and usually, I mean, of course, there's going to be a little bit of pain, a little bit of, grinding it out, getting back to your normal strength, but all in good time. So
in this situation, this is a major injury that requires surgery, but the same principles really apply even if you sprain something.
Right.
Even if you even if you sprain your wrist or your ankle or whatever, and you just need 3-4 days off. Even those 3-4 days, it can be crucial to let your friends know. Oh, if you can't work out today, that's okay, but we're looking forward to when you can, and letting them take, because even for those minor injuries, if you step on the mat when you're not ready, it can be a lot. You can cause a lot more damage than you can help yourself.
Rest, ice, compression, elevate. That's pretty much all we've been doing. So.
That's it. That's good for you. That's just like in fighting, the basics win fights. In recovery, the basics, rest, ice, compression, elevation. That's your best friend. So I'll be back on the mat within a few weeks, and I can't wait to get up to full strength. All right.
All right.
All right.